What's up, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more Ace of Base after a while. A month or so ago, I reacted to All That She Wants, the 12-inch remix. It was shortly after big friend and champion of the channel, Adam, made a large music archive available to me with an incredible wealth of music, which, to say that I've even hit the tip of the iceberg, I think would be an overstatement. So yeah, once again, big shout out to Adam. But I meant to go back and start going through one of their albums, and it sort of slipped off my radar. A couple people had mentioned it recently that they wouldn't mind seeing more Ace of Base reactions. So yeah, basically just trying to get around to everything. Obviously a lot of deep dives, but I did want to come back to this because, again, it was something that I intended to do over a month ago. So yeah, we're going to start going through their Happy Nation album, which is 1992. I do have to point out that the one that I'm going to go through is listed as the US version, so apparently there were different editions of the album depending on the country of release. So I assume, the UK or European more generally release perhaps has a different track list, but again, given that this would have been the version that I heard back in the day, although I should say I didn't have any of their albums back in the day, but there were 3 or 4 songs that I always remember hearing on the radio: All That She Wants, Don't Turn Around, and what's the other one? The Sign, or Saw the Sign. I think it's just The Sign, right? But basically, I never had any of their albums, but presumably, I was hearing the US versions of the tracks and or album on the radio. Nevertheless, I am excited to go through this. Again, they were a group that I think took the world by storm. I apologize, I'm dying here. But yeah, I do know very little of their catalog, so it'll be interesting to go through this album and see, the other tunes that weren't the ones I remember hearing on the radio, how similar to or different from the tracks that I do know they are. Nevertheless, and that syntax aside, we're going to listen to Don't Turn Around. Again, it is one that I know. I remember hearing it on the radio, unlike when I reacted to the All She Wants track, which was the 12-inch remix. This is just the normal album version, though again, maybe it's different from a UK version of the track. Nevertheless, yeah, ultimately, I know it in the sense that lyrically, I mean, that it's sort of about someone wanting another person not to know their heartbreak. Like, yeah, okay, fine, this is coming to an end, okay, sure, but just don't turn around because you're going to see how much this actually hurts. I'm trying to put on a tough face right now, but the reality is, this is heartbreaking. I'm, heartbroken. So, yeah, I assume there's more layers to it than that, but that's the fundamental thing that I remember about it, that it's someone wanting to maybe save face a little bit, but simultaneously admitting that, this is a devastating turn of events. So let's get it. This is Ace of Base, Don't Turn Around, and it's from the 1992, is that right? Yeah, 1992 album, Happy Nation. Though once again, this is the American version, which, okay, so apparently the American version came out in 93. I'm looking on Discogs here. So yeah, the original version, and I said UK, like, basically they're a Swedish group, so I don't know if the original version, yeah, it was released, it says Scandinavian, but that was the original version, 1992, and released, indeed, in the UK as well, 92, but then the US version came 93, so, correction, this is Ace of Base, Don't Turn Around, from the 93 version of Happy Nation.
Without you.
And that synth line is pretty fantastic. Digital bleep player is nice too. Like how she cracks the voice there. I don't know if that's what you call it, but I like the way she did that.
I wish I could scream loud that I love you. I wish I could say to you, don't go.
This came back right before it started.
Don't turn around, 'cause you're gonna see my heart break.
I mean, even that part has a bit of a reggae flow feel. Like a dub plate kind of feel. Fade it while she's doing a vocal flare like that. Indeed, I'm assuming there is a 12-inch mix or an extended mix. At some point I'd like to hear that, because I feel like that's one of the... That may be my favorite of the handful of tunes I do remember from the 90s from them. It's just a fantastic track. And I like the sentiment that, like, look, I'll be fine, don't worry about it. You know, like, you wanted to end this, cool, whatever. But do me a favor, like, you know, don't look back, because, you know, I might actually be emotional once you walk out the door. So, yeah, it's a powerful song, I think, really cool. And again, I'm trying to remember if The Sign has this feel, maybe less so, but All That She Wants, and this one even more, it has this kind of synth pop reggae synthesis type of feel. So I don't know if that's like a flavor they have on a number of their tracks, or maybe just one or two of the hits. And again, maybe other people don't hear that as much as I do, but I certainly I felt that during this reaction. So and again, that's a really cool thing. I love reggae, I love synth pop, so the idea of sort of blending some of those flavors, which, you know, there's a couple groups I'm listening to, like The Police, not synth pop, but like, you know, maybe you could say 80s rock, or, you know, new wave post-punk kind of rock. They have some tunes that are like, you know, if not straight up reggae, they're certainly reggae rock reggae. So yeah, I have been going down some paths where that style is blended or blent with other flavors, which I do enjoy. So anyway, bottom line, I'm curious to see if that's something that shows up in some other tunes. Once again, big shout out to Adam for making this available. I do apologize, Luca, you look ridiculously comfortable, but I am gonna have to get up because yeah, the video has to end at some point. Let me know what you think. I will see you next time. Peace.